Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I'm, of course, your host, Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a good Friday. Hope it's not snowing where you are. Where I am, it's snowing today and it's spring. Gotta love Alberta, right? Anyways, we have a special guest here today, Mr. Warren Bunn. He's joining me for I guess you call it a special edition of New Music Discovery. How's it going, Warren?
Good, man. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm honored.
Pleasure to have you on. Pleasure to have you on. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, this is going to be a bit of a special episode. We are going to be going into new music territory for me, new musical territory for me. We both have, or happen to have, a copy of this album right here as I get my fat little fingers ready. Hold on for it. It is UFO, the 2 CD deluxe edition of Lights Out, released in 2024, earlier this year. UFO, uh, British band from the 70s. First album was released in 1970, signed to Chrysalis Records. This is their sixth album, produced by Ron Nevison, who has worked with other bands such as Kiss in the past. The album reached number 23 in the US charts, so it was a major hit for the band, um, featuring none other than Michael Schenker, who previously was in Scorpions, left Scorpions to join UFO, which I don't believe his brother ever really forgave him for, but that's another issue altogether. That's a whole other soap opera. But again, as I said, it's a new music discovery. I do have the studio recordings, studio box set recordings of UFO, but the way I am buying albums and CDs all the time, I rarely got into listening to the box set. So when Warren came up with this idea to ask, well, when he asked me, sorry, if I had the album, I quickly purchased it off of Amazon. It was in here. It was here within 24 hours, and here we are. So we're going to be talking about the album, Warren's connection with it, and I'm going to shut up in about 30 seconds. Okay. So I'm going to hand the virtual mic over to Warren. Warren, tell me again your history with this album. Or what?
Well, it was back in 1977. I've been a music lover since. Um, I joined multiple times to this record and tape club. I'm sure you remember that. And later, back in the 70s, it was just records, cassettes, and 8 tracks, and some reel to reel.
Yeah.
So, every month, magazine, so you can pick up. You
Okay.
didn't want the selection of the month,
Yeah.
got what you wanted instead and mail in the card.
Okay.
Well, I saw this one section for rock music and it said UFO Lights Out. And I'm like, never heard of that band. And the first 3 words that stuck out to me in the description was British hard rock. All I needed to read.
Okay.
So when I read that, I crossed out whatever the selection of the month was that month and put that number in.
Okay.
And the day I got it, I put the album on the turntable. Second, I put the needle on the fell in love. And when I heard
Really?
oh my God, when I heard those incredible solos by Michael Schenker, who was new to me at the time,
Yeah.
I was just, I was just blown away, absolutely blown away. And to this day, it still remains one of my all-time favorite hard rock album from the '70s.
Really?
Oh,
Oh, Lord.
absolutely. It's definitely in my top five.
Okay. I'm gonna just take a moment here. And guys, just so you know, if Warren's volume drops out just a little bit, which it's done so far,
Okay.
we're dealing with mic issues on his end, so just bear
Yeah.
with us, and we're just gonna, just a friendly chat here. But I'm gonna show, as we're talking, I'm gonna show everybody the what is,
Mhm.
included in the 2 disc deluxe edition. You have a digipack, and by the way, to record companies out there, this is how you do a digipack with the plastic trays made available free that you can reach in and grab it without ripping the cover apart to pull out a CD. So on disc 1, and I'm sorry, we'll get back to what you were saying in a sec. On disc one, you have the album remastered, 8 tracks plus I do believe there are three or four uh, edits and that were
Bonus track.
released as singles. Yeah, singles. And on disc two, you have a concert done at the Roundhouse in London on April 2nd, 1977. 12 tracks in total. Hell of a bloody show. Bloody hell is it good. It is amazing. And I'll just hold on a second. Forgive my stubby little fingers, guys.
Okay, no worries.
But this is the inside shot of one of the single covers for the album, from the album. So yeah. So yeah, you were telling me that you were saying that there we go. Perfect. You were saying that the album attracted you just British hard rock, right? Was what you were
Just
saying?
reading those 3 words in the description, because
Yeah,
they don't, because each album would have descriptions in their monthly catalog.
yeah.
I was like, well, I'm going to try this. And then when I got the album, I saw the band members on the back. I was like, they got long hair. It's going to be good. I bet it exceeded my expectations. I will put it that way. And I was only 12 years old at the time when it came out, and I've been a hardcore fan of that era specifically ever since.
Mhm,
I mean,
mhm.
I like the later era too, Paul Chapman and Vinnie Moore and all that, but to me, the Shanker era, Phil Maud, Pete Way, Andy Parker, and Paul Raymond is my favorite and then they continued. They did Obsession the fall, every bit as good as Lights Out.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll discuss that one another time.
sure, sure.
And of course, the legendary Strength in the Night.
Yeah. Okay. No,
Yeah.
I mean, again, I picked up the studio recordings box set and I paid like, it was like, I got it for like under $50, like 47
Mhm.
bucks. So I thought it was a good deal. But again, I started getting into other stuff. So I listened to a couple of albums. I listened to the first two, and then I put it aside. I listened to this album this week when it came. I've been listening to it. I listened to it this morning again before we started talking. To me, UFO are basically your balls against the wall hard rock band with
Mhm.
a hell of a delivery. Pardon
Melodic
the
hard
language.
rock with great melody.
Exactly. Great
Yeah.
melody, great punch.
Mhm.
And in Michael Schenker, you had a virtuoso, guitar player. Like bloody hell. I mean,
Yeah.
8 tracks on the original album. Starts off with Too Hot to Handle, just right out the door, boom,
Yeah.
right in your face, right, a kick in the gut, right. Uh, just Another Suicide is another fantastic track. I like Try Me myself.
A great ballad. Great ballad.
Yeah, yeah. And this was the first album that they started to use strings in their arrangements and stuff in their production, right? More symphonic strings, not classical, but more of it added another dimension to the music,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Um, and then bloody hell, side one ends off with Lights Out, like the title track. My God, a kick to the gut, like just fast tempo, charging guitar, like chugging rhythm guitar, heavy bass, really bottom heavy on the bass. Holy shit, this is blood. I mean, I'm listening to this going, like, what have I been missing? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
my
What I was thinking.
my God, right? Um, and then side two starts off with Getting Ready, which is another good one. The cover of the Love track Alone Again or from the 60s band Love, Electric Phase, and then
Excellent.
it ends with the 7 minute plus Love to Love, which is experimental in its production and in its approach, arrangements, but heavy nonetheless. Like, oh my God,
Yeah.
But I mean, like again, as a kid, when you first heard this, I mean, what was your first reaction when the needle hit the record?
Oh, God, I mean, like I said earlier, I just fell in love with the guitar solo come in.
Yeah.
That was it for me. And I also bought the vinyl too, the new vinyl as well.
There we go. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it's a little blurry right now, but
well, I don't know why that
okay, just bring it back a little bit.
way back.
No, way back. Okay. Oh, we almost had it. Okay, good. Yeah.
I'm new at this.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. No, we got it. Okay. Yeah.
Um, then the second track, Just Another Suicide, has my all-time favorite Echo Shaker guitar solo. As simple as it sounds, it's just something about it. It just grabs my soul. I can't
Yeah.
really can't explain it, you know. And then, like you said, Try Me is an incredible
Mhm.
lights out. Oh, I mean, any better than that? Inside Two, Getting Ready.
Yeah.
Alone Again Or is an incredible cover. At the time, I didn't know it was a cover. Electric Phase. I don't know if you've heard that not enough times, but the outro of the guitar solo is just. And then, of course, Love to Love. The airplay here in the U.S. on FM rock radio.
Yeah.
Had you heard that song before?
I no, this is again, pardon the term, but this is all virgin territory to me.
Okay. Now I'm
Like,
surprised because you got such a vast knowledge of music.
well, well, thank you for the compliment. But I mean, yeah, no, this is new territory. And like I've always said, when you stop learning about music, when you think that, well, I've said this, when you think that you know, or when you think that you know all there is to know about music, you might as well say, okay, I'm done, forget it, and
Yeah.
pack it in. There's
Mm,
always something new to discover,
true.
right? And when I heard this album, I'm like, holy, like it grabbed me by the throat. I was like, what the hell is this? You know, it is ass kicking melodic rock and roll. Like, that's it, right?
And,
Delivered with a hell of a punch.
hats off to Ron Nevison.
Yeah, Ron Nevison for production. Do you what do you think of the production that he did on the album? Like, do you
I
like
love
it?
the production.
Mm.
Incredible. He also worked with the Who and Led Zeppelin in engineering.
Yeah.
Um, I think he added a whole new dimension. I hadn't heard any of their previous albums until
Mhm.
I know it was a different producer on the previous albums. Hell, he just gave it a more fuller sound. He brought out Shanker's guitar more, and the bass and the rhythm section were just incredible.
Yeah.
I think he is exactly what the band needed for that time. And even the album after that, Obsession and Strangers in the Night, were also produced by him. I always
Sorry, you dropped out there. Sorry.
oh yeah, I always thought of him as a sixth member of the band.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Okay. Yeah.
there's five members and then he was the sixth because he was an incredible producer. And he came back many years later. So
Okay.
we're not speaking of that, but I will show it to you.
There we go. Yeah, I can see it.
Walk on Water. That's a comeback album with Carolina. And
Okay.
Ron also produced that, 17 years later?
Okay.
Now, and luckily I saw the Strange Night tour in 79, but at that time I didn't realize that Shanker had left the band because we didn't have internet back in those days. So
Yeah, yeah, of course.
I was kind of like, well, who's this guitar player? Great guitar player, Paul Chapman. Wasn't Shanker. I was a bit disappointed.
Yeah. Okay.
And I did get to see him though. 85. That made up for everything.
Well, that's good. Oh, that's good. Yeah, no, I mean, guys, we were talking for a bit off before we started taping. I'm gonna get myself a copy of Strangers in the Night, the box set,
Yes.
the massive set. Because yes, it's the same set list every night, but
Yeah.
they're done a little differently. You know what I mean? The
Right.
songs that perform a little differently. So
Exactly.
what you get, say, in Denver, you won't get in Chicago, kind of thing. It's like, you know, I mean, so I'm gonna invest I'm gonna dole
Yeah.
out the money, big surprise, and I'm
Mhm.
gonna, you know, maybe we'll come back and do, you know, after this episode, when I get the set, Strangers in the Night, maybe Warren and I will come back and we'll talk about Strangers in the Night, and
Yes.
we'll get
And
into that.
Obsession first, hopefully.
Obsession for okay, perfect.
Have
Because
you
I
heard
have
that one?
Obsession.
You
No,
have?
no, I have it in the other room. Like I have the set,
Okay.
but
Okay.
you know, I really need to dive into this stuff more.
Yes.
Because I mean, man cannot live by Iron Maiden alone. You know, like you
Right.
gotta go into different stuff, right?
That's
Uh,
so funny you mentioned that.
that's gonna get me some kicks in the head, right? Virtually.
There
You
you
know?
go.
But no, no, no. I mean, like I I'm pleasantly surprised. Like I really am
Good.
pleasantly surprised. The
Good.
more I listen to Lights Out, the more I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, again, what have I been missing? Like, there's something here,
Yeah.
like, and
Uh,
I mean,
Yeah.
it's almost like a new musical vein to tap into. Because
Hmm.
for me, because I've never really uh, listened to him before, but this is a fantastic album.
Yeah. It took people a long time to come around for you.
Mhm.
I've always held them in high regard, but I just want to share this quick thing with Spotify. I'm a physical media guy like you are,
Mhm.
albums and CDs. I always
Mhm.
buy those and I love. But I do Spotify too for convenience purposes.
Yeah.
And I noticed about a year and a half ago, the UFO on Spotify had maybe 250, 300,000 followers. Now it's over 1.2 million. That's incredible. And I'm like, they're finally getting their due. If it's through Spotify, which I don't know, it's nice
Yeah.
to see them get the fans that they deserve because they are,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Well,
especially that period.
no, it's true. It's true. I mean, and I think any type of music that has some type of validity or musical muscle to it, I
Yes,
mean, is worth exploring. And
absolutely.
this is one of those bands,
Yeah, definitely,
you know.
definitely.
So just a quick mention about the live concert at the Roundhouse. What did you think of the show? Because I was listening
Loved
to
it.
you yesterday. I
Loved
thought
it. I'm pretty sure that same concert is on I have a live bootleg box set that they put out years ago. I have that. I should have had that with me.
Mhm.
And I'm pretty sure that show is in there, but for some reason, the mix on this show sounds way better than
Mhm.
the.
Yeah,
I mean, I've noticed a tremendous difference.
yeah.
That's a great live concert.
Yeah, I mean I mean, guys, the concert disc has got 13 tracks on it.
Yep.
Starts off with Lights Out, Get Ready, Getting Ready, Love to Love. Um a lot of this let's just say there we go. There we go. Thank you for that. Perfect. You show I talk. There we go. Um because they were promoting um the Lights Out album, a lot of the album tracks are featured in the concert, and it's just, I call it ass shaking. I've always
Right.
said, when something gets me going, either bopping
Yeah.
my head or just tapping my foot, I call it an ass shaker of an album
That's a
or a
great
track.
term.
And
Great analogy.
yeah, and this concert will shake your ass. I'm telling you. I
It
mean,
will.
you get into it, your head's bopping, you're humming along, you're screaming along, you're saying, this is a good find. Um, I mean, and it ends with uh the concert ends with, sorry, track 13 is a fantastic version of Come On Everybody. Just
Mhm.
bloody hell. And the audience get involved. At one point, Phil Mugg is like yelling, like, get off your asses and do something. Like, like you're too quiet for an audience. Like, come on, like, are you out there? Can I hear you? And then they react, right? So I mean, it is fantastic, it's high energy, melodic, punchy, and just good ass shaking rock. That's how I
Amen.
put it.
And
Um,
great vocals by Phil Mogg.
yeah, yeah, no,
Yeah,
definitely,
always loved his
definitely.
voice.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
another thing on that live, uh, they rarely ever did Getting Ready. have. So this is a nice bonus too. You're getting ready.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Well, there was I think it was in 2008. Don't quote me on this, guys, but I think it was in 2008 when they released like a reissue of Lights Out, and there were 5 tracks from this show as bonus tracks. This version here, show it again. This version has the complete show.
mhm.
So, you know what? If you got time to sit there and go on Google or go on your YouTube, you can listen to this album. I'm telling you, you will
Yeah.
not, you know, be disappointed. And if you get this, you will not waste your money. I'm telling you. You can get this obviously on Amazon. You can get this at your local record store, on Discogs. I got it for something like $28 for the double disc.
A hell of a deal.
So off of Amazon, and I got it within 24 hours.
Yeah.
So they were quick. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's a fantastic album. It is. Anything else that you want to add or
Well, I know most UFO fans already know this, but Michael Schenker came in the band in '73 or '74. That first album he did with them was Phenomenon. Phenomenon, Force It, and No Heavy Petting. So available as deluxe.
yeah. Oh, okay,
So
I
they're
didn't know that.
going in order. So the next one will be Obsession, the deluxe. That should be out
Perfect.
probably next.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah, and
Okay.
yeah. What can I say? Any
No, that's
UFO
good.
fan knows that.
That's good. That's fine. No, you did really well. Like you told me stuff I didn't know, right? And
Hey, I've learned stuff too. I watch your channel, so I
well,
see stuff all the time I'm not familiar with.
well, thank you very much. I have good help on the show, and
Amen. Good.
it's good to have people like yourself come on and educate me too. You know what I mean? Because I've
I'm
like I
proud to
said,
do it.
like I've said before, when you think you know that all there is to know, then you might as well just pack it in and say, okay, I'm done.
Exactly.
Hang your shingle out on the front door and say, that's it. I'm retired. But anyways, guys, that's it for now. I want to thank Warren Bunn for coming on the show. We are going to be back. We'll talk about this off camera, but we will hopefully be back together to do another episode
I
of
hope so.
New Music Discovery.
Hmm.
And what's coming up on the show? Guys, I've been talking, I just had a video chat today with Bill Schuster before we started taping, and we're finishing up our list of top 30 prog tracks. That's coming up.
Nice. Right
And
on.
oh yeah, and it's going to be 3 separate episodes, 10 tracks per episode. We are not going to turn this into a long Yes album. Okay? It's not
Mm.
going to happen in one go because we're going to drive each other nuts. And we are also working on our top albums of the 1960s. Bill's father and his son are going to join, possibly for that episode. It's going to be fun. And what else? Oh, yes, this is going to piss off a lot of people. We are going to be tackling, yes, Tales of Topographic Oceans. And the subject of that show is Triumph or Turd. That was Bill's idea for the title, not mine. So don't give me shit. Okay. Anyways, I will say goodbye for now. For Mr. Warren Bunn, I am Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a good day. Please look after yourselves and one another. Click like, subscribe, and the notification bell to keep yourselves on top of any new content that I've got coming up. I've only had one coffee today, guys, so I'm doing pretty good. Anyways, we will see you soon with another video.
Thank y'all so much.
Bye for now.